Hi, this is Alex Fernandez with Bud and Doug Walters Auto Sales in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Today I'll be doing an interior video on the primary features inside of this 2018 Ford F-350. We'll talk about the touchscreen, the buttons down below in our climate control, as well as some of the truck features that we have here, such as four-wheel drive and our integrated trailer brake. And then we'll talk about some buttons here on the steering wheel and over here to our left. Coming back to the touchscreen, we have on this particular truck audio, phone connection, which is also going to, in this case, mean we have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, where we're able to plug in a compatible smartphone and be able to pull up things like your favorite Maps app, whether it's Google Maps, Apple Maps, Waze. You're also able to use things like music, podcasts, and phone calls and text messages right on the screen of the truck here. So we'll dive into some of the features here in this screen. Right now we are on the home page. You'll see the blue house icon indicating as such. What this shows us is snapshot little views of each of the functions. We have our audio, if we had a phone paired, and then a compass display there. Along the bottom of the screen are the other primary features we can access. So we have that audio button, we have our phone button, we have apps, and we have our settings. I'm going to start with audio. When we press that, it's going to open whatever it is that we're listening to. In this case, we are listening to FM radio. If we wanted to change that, we can push that sources button there and access what other sources of audio are available: AM, FM, satellite, CD, and Bluetooth. Press that just to choose FM here. Along the bottom, we have our presets, and we have 3 different tabs for on the FM, so we actually have a total of up to 18 presets. To set a preset, all you do is choose your station and press and hold until it saves in that slot. If you want to change your stations, we have a couple different ways we can do that. Down below us we have seek buttons. Here we have a tuning dial, just to change it in small increments. And we also have a direct tune keypad, which allows us to type in the exact station number and jump right to it. Those 6 buttons we have down below, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, allow us to cycle through our presets there, 1 through 6. So when you change pages, you'll then be choosing through the next set of 6. Right in the middle we have a media button, which does allow us to switch between our different sources of audio, whether that's AM, FM, satellite, Bluetooth, or CD. We have volume here, and we have power for that radio right in the middle there. Moving on to the phone section, we could also press add device or press that phone tab right at the bottom and press add phone.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
Once you've pressed that, you'll open the Bluetooth settings on your compatible phone, and you'll be able to begin the pairing process to sync your phone up with the truck. What that will allow you to do is sync up contacts, your call history logs, and then make and receive phone calls in the truck. While we're on that topic, on the steering wheel on the right side here, we have buttons to answer a call, hang up or decline, as well as our voice command button there to make a call by telling the truck the contact name we would like to call out to. Coming back to our screen here, that apps category is something that will require your phone to be plugged in. Things like our Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, Pandora, things like that. That settings category, there's some things in there changing our sound settings, clock settings, display brightness, things of that nature, as well as some vehicle settings like our rear camera and the door keypad code if we wanted to add a new personalized 5-digit code. Up in the top we have our time and our current exterior temperature. You'll notice that we can change our clock time, hour and minute. We can reset to clock time to GPS time, which doesn't take into account daylight savings, so we're going to adjust for that there. Looking down below, we have our climate control. This is single zone climate, so we have fan speed here on the left side dial. We have our temperature here on the right side. Right in the middle, we have the location of the fan and vent locations. So we can do any combination of those three, including the defroster, the top set of vents, and the bottom set of vents. Just here to the left, we have the rear defroster. To the right, we have our air conditioning. Just above it, our recirculate mode. And here we have power for the climate control altogether. And then we have heated seats for driver and passenger with 3 settings there. Looking at the temperature dial, if we rotate all the way clockwise and twist like that, we get the max front defrost setting. If we rotate all the way counterclockwise to the cold side and click, we get max air conditioning, which is just a shortcut basically to access air conditioning quicker or that front defrost quicker. You'll see down below we do have 2 USB ports as well as a 12-volt outlet and a little storage cubby here. Those USB ports are able to be used with that Android Auto and Apple CarPlay connection. Looking here to the left of everything, we have our 4-wheel drive control. We have 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. And this truck is also equipped with locking rear differential, which requires us to simply pull that dial out. Just beneath, we do have an integrated factory trailer brake system. We're able to adjust gain and output there from that when used with a compatible trailer and wiring harness. Looking at the steering wheel here, we do have volume control for our audio, up and down, as well as skip buttons to skip through our presets. And the M in the middle stands for media, like we saw here under the screen, allowing us to switch between AM, FM, satellite, Bluetooth, and CD. On the left side of our steering wheel, we have our control dial for the screen and the gauge cluster, as well as our cruise control. To use that cruise, simply push the on button. You'll see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen an icon show up. Once you're up to speed, you can press set, plus or minus, doesn't matter. Once your speed has been set, if you'd like to speed up, push the plus sign, and if you'd like to slow down, press the minus sign. And if you have to, you can press cancel, and once you've done so, you could hit resume to come back up to your previously set speed. Coming back to that control pad here, we're able to scroll through some different information on the screen in the middle of the gauge cluster here. We have a digital speedometer, engine information, transmission temperature, distance to empty, tire pressure for all 4 tires. And that's using the up and down arrows to scroll through that information. If we press to the left, we're able to then scroll through trip and fuel information. So we have trip 1, trip 2, average fuel economy, and fuel history, as well as a compass display. To reset any of these values, we simply press and hold the OK button until it resets. We have the towing section where we're able to go through things like trailer status, trailer options, and a connections checklist just to make sure everything is done correctly. We also have an off-road status, which shows whether or not the 4-wheel drive is connected, as well as our kind of off-road angles, if you will. Pushing that left button to go back. The last thing we have there is settings. We have our rear parking aids, which are sensors on the back bumper. And we also have our distance to empty calculation. And you can set that to normal or towing. That way, if you're pulling a trailer, the truck will take that into account when calculating your distance to empty number. We also have advanced settings there, which allow us to change some vehicle settings, such as door locks and things of that nature. You're able to display whatever screen you'd like to at any given time on that screen there. On our shifter here, we do have a couple buttons other than just the shifter itself. We have a tow and haul mode right on the end. We push the button there. And we also have the ability to shift gears manually with this plus and minus sign. We put the truck into drive, and then past that we have an M, and we're able to push those plus and minus to change what gear we're in manually. On the left stalk here, we have our windshield wipers. Simply rotate as far as you want the wipers to go. The further you rotate, the faster they'll be. We also have our brights there. Pull to turn on, pull to flash. Push to turn on and pull to flash, and our blinkers, left and right. Down below us here, we have our lights on the side view mirrors, which are power extendable, and I'll get to that in just a minute. Our headlight controls are here. They are automatic. We have them set there right now. We have fog lights, which we can turn on as well. We have lights beneath on the back of the cab looking into the bed, and then we have adjustments to increase or decrease the brightness of the backlighting of our gauges here. Just below we have a power adjustable pedals. We're able to bring those closer, further away from the driver. And on the door here we have our window switches, we have our window locks, we have our power folding mirror function here, mirror adjustments, choosing which side to adjust, and then the extension on those power extending mirrors. Your door handle's just here inside the door. It's a little different than some, and we have door lock switches here, and those are present on both sides. Looking up above, we have dome light switches here, a button to turn on all the dome lights, a button that determines whether or not the door's opening will turn on the dome lights, a button to turn those off, a sunglasses case. We also have a power sliding rear window on this truck, which is just there, as you can see. Other than that, those are the primary features of this 2018 Ford F-350. If you have any questions, please refer to us at waltersautos.com or call at 269-375-7008 with any questions or to set up an appointment. Thank you.